The third example I want to give you is from my work at Johnson & Johnson. When I was first brought on board at Johnson & Johnson, it was right before they started the joint venture they had with Merck. I think everyone here probably knows that Merck is also in the pharmaceutical industry. And the reason that Johnson & Johnson wanted a joint venture with Merck was because each of the companies had intellectual property and experts in research and development who were familiar with heartburn. And they wanted to address heartburn with a new product, and they thought rather than each of them trying to develop their own product, if they could come together and form what's now called co-opetition, meaning a collaboration among competitors, bring their intellectual property and bring the experts and those who are in research and development to form a small group to address the issue of heartburn, that they would be much more successful and much more profitable than if each company tried to do it individually and then competed one against the other. So what they had to do was, first of all, identify specifically what it was they wanted to contribute to the co-opetition, to the collaboration. So obviously Johnson & Johnson didn't want to give away all of its secrets about anything that it knew about heartburn or its research or similar products, drugs that it had developed, pharmaceuticals that might be helpful. But there were certain elements that it did want to contribute to this joint venture. And similarly, Merck. So one of the first things we had to do is to identify what it is that you want to contribute to the collaboration. That's part of the openness-secrecy balance, is recognizing what is it that you have? What are the intellectual assets that you want to bring to the table? What are the intellectual assets that you have in your company that you want to balance openness and secrecy with? So with Merck and Johnson & Johnson, they each contributed certain R&D experts to the joint venture. They each contributed intellectual property. And then, based on that, they encouraged the open exchange of information within that collaboration. But they had a clear boundary, and again, this boundary is something that I've called a positively confidential ecosystem. So what that means is, within the ecosystem, there can be a free exchange of information, and there is a boundary around that ecosystem so that everyone within it feels very safe to share information. And again, there's a very positive ending to the story in that Johnson & Johnson and Merck, with their collaboration to address heartburn, developed the product Pepcid AC, one of the most profitable antacids on the market.